everybody, and welcome back to the Jedi Knights Watch. Today I wanted to do a video for you guys on tips when buying Hot Toys figures on eBay. There's always been this question that comes up: can I buy figures on eBay? Can I buy figures used? Do they have to be new? And yes, you can buy figures on eBay, and you can be quite successful at it. I've been collecting for a while now, and I would say probably 3/4 of my figures have come from eBay, and 3/4 of my figures I bought used. So it's definitely something you can do. You just need to make sure you're being careful on eBay so that you don't get burned or something like that. So this video is going to be tips on buying figures on eBay. Before we get going, I just want to ask you to smash that like button if you're enjoying the content that I'm providing here for you. I enjoy doing these videos for you guys. I enjoy helping other collectors. That's the fun of it. I don't know any people or have any friends that collect around me, so you guys are my friends, and I'm sharing this journey with you. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, be a part of the watch, and ring that bell so you can be notified when we're coming out with new videos. All right, let's get going. The first thing that you're going to want to do when you're scouring eBay for new figures is check the seller's feedback. This is a very important thing to do. I won't buy from a seller if they have no feedback, or if they have negative feedback that's like in the 80s or even low 90%. I want to buy from somebody that has 100%. Now, I will buy from somebody that has like 98, 99%. Like you do have to take some common sense into it. If somebody has like 10,000 reviews and 2 of them were negative, and the reasons were maybe shipping was too slow, but it was shipped on time, or something that the seller can't always control. Some people will still give negative feedback. So, use common sense, read that. But if you can definitely tell, like, hey, this seller has been dishonest, he said it was new, it was obviously used, or things were broken, it's probably a really good idea to stay away from them. The next thing you're going to want to do is read the description carefully. You don't want to skim over the description and just look at pictures. You want to see what the seller is saying about the figure that they're selling. And in this case, the more info that they give you, the better it's going to be. And the more info they give you, the less likely they're going to be hiding something from you. Typically, when somebody just says the figure is used, or and that's all they say, like, that to me, I don't like that. Like, if you want to sell something, sell me. Like, sell me on buying your figure. I want to know what condition it's in. I want to know, where it's been. Is this a smoking home? Stuff like that. I want to know what's going on with the figure. Was it gently used? Is there anything wrong with it that I need to know about? Because if there is, I might not want to buy it. So definitely read the description, see if there's anything wrong with it, see if everything comes with it, if it's complete. And typically, if there's not a lot there, you may have to ask questions. That's our next one, is ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask the seller questions, especially if they aren't really giving you a whole lot on the description. If they do that, then great. But there's questions that you need to ask before purchasing the figure, and a couple of them would be, is there anything wrong with the figure? That's a big one. Is there any damage to the figure? Anything that I should know about? Or is everything good? Is this thing complete? Are the joints loose? You can't tell if the joints are loose by looking at pictures. Is it in a smoking household? I actually bought the Batman DX12 last year, and that thing reeked of smoke, and it took me weeks to get rid of the smoke smell. So now I've learned, like, that's something that if I'm worried about, I'll ask. And asking questions, it'll just make you feel more comfortable about buying the figure. And if they say nothing's wrong, but you get it and there is something wrong, then, eBay is going to support you, and you're going to be able to return that even if the seller says no returns. Now, this next one, I will not lie, I was burned on once, and it will never happen to me again. But make sure that they're using real photos of the figure itself, not just stock photos. Another one of my pet peeves, like, if you want me to buy your figure, put photos of it so I can see what I'm buying. Like, don't just use the stock photos that they used when the figure came out. I can't tell anything about it if, it comes with the box or what it looks like. And that's just, to me, it makes me nervous, because it makes me wonder if they're hiding something. Because why can't you just show pictures? Or are you just that lazy? And if you are that lazy, then maybe you don't really care about the figure or care about selling it, and you're just getting, I don't know. It just puts up red flags for me. I bought a Predator figure, the Berserker Predator. I really wanted that. I bought it last year and had just stock photos, but the price was really good, and it said, just said condition was used, and I'm like, well, it doesn't say anything's wrong with it, so I'm gonna buy it. And I got burned because the pleather was peeling, the straps on the figure were broken. I think it was missing something else too. And again, this was when I first started collecting, so I wasn't that on top of how eBay worked. And I went through the seller and I asked for a return, and I told him what was wrong with it, and he said he could give me a percentage off. I said no, because this isn't something that I want to display. So it wasn't told to me in the description. I want to return it. He said I could return it. But because I worked with him and not just through eBay, I actually had to pay $30 for shipping, which I thought was a kind of a screw. So make sure they're using stock photos. And then another tip on top of that would be, if you do need to return something, go through eBay and not just the seller. But first go through the seller and see what they'll do for you. Maybe they'll give you a percentage off. But if you need to go through a return, just click it on eBay, instead of asking the seller to return your money and then you have to ship it back yourself. When it comes to sellers, I typically like to stick within the US, and that's only because if I do have to return something, sometimes it's really hard to return something overseas. So I typically will use trusted sellers here in the States. But even then, I will buy from anybody I've never bought from before. I just check all of these boxes that we've talked about first, and then I will go and make the purchase if I feel comfortable. But you can use overseas sellers. I would just say use a trusted one, read the description, and read what the return policy is before buying it. The next tip is, if it's too good to be true, it usually is, but there can be some deals to be found on eBay. So this is one of those things, again, where like if somebody uses stock photos and they don't put anything in the description and they don't have a whole lot of feedback, but the price is really good, typically that could be a red flag, and it could be too good to be true. So be careful of that stuff. Some of these eBay prices are wild and they can get out of hand. So another tip would be to, when you do a search on eBay, you can do a sold search, so you can see what things are selling for. So because anybody can price anything on eBay. You can sell a Hot Toys figure for $2,000, and I've seen it, but that doesn't mean somebody's gonna buy it. So just because people are asking for a certain price doesn't mean that's what it's worth. Now, if it's worth it to you, that's up to you. That's a choice that you have to make. But if you do a search and see what people are actually willing to pay, that can help you to know if you want to buy it or if you want to hold out. I would say when you're looking for a particular figure on eBay, be patient. Look for the deal. I got my Joker DX8 on eBay, but I searched on eBay for probably like 6 months until I found a deal that I was good to go with, because I wasn't going to pay a boatload of money just to get the figure. Like, it had to make sense, and it's got to make sense for you too, because if you go broke in this hobby, you're going to tap out, you're going to get sick of it, and you're going to be done. So make sure that you're patient, make sure that you look at the sold listings, and that you're willing to pay that dollar amount for the figure. Finally, just remember that in most cases, the buyer is going to be protected by eBay. So if you get something that was not told to you and it's not the condition that you were under the impression was, or you were told it was, you can file that with eBay, and they're probably going to protect you over the seller because they can just return it and get your money back. So that should help you out with being a little bit more comfortable with buying on eBay too. But to avoid all the headaches and to avoid returns and disputes with the seller, make sure that you're following my tips here so that you have a good and peaceful experience on eBay, because we've all had issues and we've all learned from them. So these are the things that I've learned while buying figures on eBay, and I love it. I'll just search on eBay and I'll scour it for a while, and just to see what's out there, see if there's any good deals. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't, but it's a lot of fun. And I just want everybody to feel comfortable with it, and make sure that you're just being careful like anything in life. So hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Let me know some good stories you've had, some grails you've got on eBay, or some good deals you've got that worked out. Or if you want to, we can discuss maybe some nightmares you've had on eBay, because if you don't follow these tips, you probably will have some nightmares. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it helps you. Hopefully you enjoy hunting eBay for that next Hot Toys grail. All right, guys, until next time, I'm going to head out. But stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon.